night. Um, for those of you who don't know, and some of you definitely look very familiar from my Private Money Monday calls, definitely some new faces. And first off, just thanks for being here. Um, while I am a Rain sister, like probably all of you guys are, this is not a Rain sponsored training, any kind of Rain specific event of any kind. And I shared with someone earlier, actually, the post that I put in the Rain group yesterday, they removed today because I wasn't talking about a specific deal I was presenting tonight, which I know that that's kind of the way that they expect you to do things. And I just missed it when I was working on my post yesterday. So for some of you who had to kind of hunt me down because the post disappeared, that was all my fault. I know what their rules are, and I was just going along with the flow and just didn't think it through. So I apologize if that caused any confusion for anybody. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Beth McLaughlin McDonald. I've been in Rain since January of 2024. I actually went through the master class in January of 2022. I still had a job in corporate America. I was doing the course Sunday through Friday from 8 p.m. my time until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It was when they had first really gotten started. So that master class, that $17 master class went on for hours every night. I've talked to a lot of you guys on the phone, separate from a Private Money Monday, and you've probably heard my story. I went through the 5 nights of that training. On Friday night, they're all join us and spend all this money and do all the things. And I was like, no way, can't do it. I don't understand. Burr, I don't even know what all the R's stand for, and the Burr method. Sub two sounds illegal. Like it's just not for me. And I just kind of like let it go by the wayside. I was fortunate enough to meet some women in the group then who now have their own, separate group pages. They're doing some amazing things, whether it's fix and flips and buy and holds or whatever that is. And I've been following along with them, have connected with a lot of them. So in January of 2023, I was laid off from corporate America. That was my fourth layoff of my career. I've been fired twice. And I just told my husband, I can't do it anymore. If I'm going to, in my opinion, if I'm going to continue to fail, then I need it to be on my own terms. I need it to be because of the work I didn't do, not the work that I did. And a company decided to just cross me off the list on their payroll. So I spent all of 2023. I was fortunate to spend 2023 to really start just digging in. I got more intentional with my devotion time, intentional with my journaling to figure out what in the world I was meant to do and supposed to do. Because when I lost that job for the last time, it was a weight off my shoulders, not an added stress that I no longer had an income. So I knew that there was a calling for me. I just didn't know what it was. So again, 2023, I spent a lot of time just tripping over myself. I was in the health and wellness space. I thought maybe that's what I was supposed to do full time. That didn't go well. And the way that it was presented and the way that I was working with people didn't feel as genuine when it wasn't a side hustle anymore and it was my required income. So I knew that wasn't the space either. I have actually written a 90-day planner. I've done 2 different 90-day journals that I published on Amazon. Like when I tell you I tried it all in 2023, I truly tried almost everything to figure out my purpose. And some of you guys might have seen my post, I think last week in the Rain group, when I changed the direction of my prayer, instead of saying, show me, show me, show me, show me, I need the writing on the wall, like gimme, 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 the easy answers. When I realized that what I needed to ask for was bring the challenges that I can overcome to prove to myself like what I'm capable of, bring the people in my life, whether they're supposed to improve me, challenge me, whatever that is, bring those things into my life. So when I changed the way, like I said, I changed the way I was asking for the easy answers and started asking for the work to find the answers, everything changed. So December of 2023, the masterclass came across my Facebook feed. It was still $17. I didn't have a full-time job. And I thought, well, I've got all the time in the world. I just want to see what I remember. Like, had no intentions of joining at all whatsoever. I just wanted to go through the master class to see if I had learned anything over the 2 years after taking it the first time. So what I found was I knew what all the R's stood for in the Burr method. And sub 2 didn't sound quite as illegal as it originally had. So then it became this like aha moment of maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. So my husband and I had a long talk about it. Of course, it was not a small investment to make, especially when I had no income coming in. And I decided to go all in. And like probably every one of you, I went all in. I tried to do all the trainings. I tried to show up to all the live Zooms. I tried everything on my own. And 6 months in was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to knock on doors. I don't have the ability to do fix and flips. There are so many things that I couldn't do, didn't want to do. And I was like, what have I done? I've spent all this money and now I have nothing to show for it. So I had also been a private money lender on some deals in the last year or so. And what I found as a private money lender was there were some miscommunications with me and the borrowers. And I would go into every deal telling the borrower, hey, look, I have this money. It's yours. Just build a relationship with me and you can use it over and over and over again. Like simplify my life. I'm going to make it easy for you if you make it easy for me. Just keep me in the loop. I don't need updates daily. I don't even need updates monthly, or excuse me, I don't need them daily or weekly, but I do want to like build a relationship. Like you have my money. Like just keep me in the loop of the project. And the money is yours. Pay me back, I'll give it back to you. Pay me back, I'll give it back to you. And what I found 4 deals in was that nobody was willing to do that. And I really didn't understand why not, because it seemed like such an easy thing to do. So I decided to go to the source and go to borrowers. I saw borrowers who were very successful posting in the RAIN group asking for funds. So I would go to them and say, why do you need money? Like you've done 5, 6, 7 flips. Why do you need money? And, why aren't you just using the money the private money lenders have already been giving you? And they're like, oh, well, that lender went to work with somebody else, or that lender went to do this. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like they didn't want to stay with you? Like, why wouldn't they want to keep working with you? Did you pay them back on time? Like, did you pay late fees if it ran late? Like, it wasn't a money thing. It was a relationship thing. So I was like, okay, well, let's talk about your systems and your processes and your checks and balances. Like, are you streamlining the work that you have to do to make sure that you fit in the time to build those relationships? And the answer was no. And it wasn't intentional. Some of you may be borrowers, some of you may be doing fix and flips and buy and holds. You're talking to contractors, you're walking properties, you're talking to underwriters, accountants, lawyers. Like you're doing all these things and not realizing that the most important thing you could be doing is building the relationships with the money that's going to help you get that next fix and flip or buy and hold. So I started, seeing the same thing over and over again, talked to a lot of borrowers, figured out that that was very common because they were just spread so thin. So then I reached out to other lenders. Hey, like I saw you raise your hand and say that you have money. I know that you are a private money lender on other people's deals. Like, why wouldn't you just give them your money again? Well, I mean, I would text and ask for updates and I wouldn't hear for 10 days. Or I was always having to reach out to get information instead of them just keeping me in the loop. And that's what I went through. I would reach out for an update and I would be told, oh yeah, like 3 weeks ago, we found mold in the walls. So we had to pull out all this stuff and we had to do all these things. So we're running behind. And instead of me being aware of the project running behind, I was blindsided with an update that I shouldn't have been blindsided by. So other lenders were having the same experiences. They were getting paid back, but they weren't building a relationship where they felt like, yeah, I'll just give you that money again. That was easy. That was great. Like now I'm confident, loaning you money and things like that. So I found this little place in between the two. Some people call it a connector. I call it a consultant and a connector because I am consulting with borrowers who are working with underwriters, who are working with transaction coordinators, and I'm poking holes in their deals. asking them the tough questions before I say, sure, I'll help you raise capital for that. And here are the lenders who fit, what you're looking for. These are the lenders who have money right now who are looking for fix and flips. These are the lenders right now who want to learn buy and holds. These are the lenders who want to know, they're curious about pad split. So I'm trying to connect those two dots and then creating the mold in between the two so that those relationships are there, so that we recycle and we rinse and repeat. So right now I have about 45 lenders. This week I'll hit $6 million in funds deployed. Most of that, 90% of that is within the RAIN organization. So it is borrowers in RAIN, it is lenders in RAIN. And that's been about a 7-month journey for me. So my goal is to make it so easy. And I've already had current lenders say, hey, I know we put in $100,000 2 weeks ago, but my husband and I are going to pull another 150. Where can you put it? Hey, we gave you 150 a month ago and we've decided to pull from our whatever. Do you have somewhere to put it? Yes, like I will always have somewhere to put it because I am always building the relationships with more borrowers and always building relationships with more lenders so that there's never a time where people are just sitting and waiting. So tonight I don't have a borrower or borrowers to talk about their specific deals. I do have one that I can share with you. Nancy Ballard and Alana Smith have another deal. We actually just closed their third one in the past week. In 6 weeks, we closed 3 different deals for them for over $1 million. They now have a new opportunity with a home in Upper Arlington, Ohio, that they're going to expand. So I have some of the information for that. I don't have a flyer for that. Nancy wasn't feeling well. Alana works a full-time job. So I'm just going to touch on that on their behalf tonight. And of course, be here for any questions that anybody has related to this property, as well as anything else you want to ask. And again, like this isn't a training of any kind. Again, I want to be like, I want to keep things right with RAIN. But if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them if I'm able to. And if I'm not, then I will either follow up with you and get you an answer, or I will point you in the right direction of somebody who can answer your specific question. I have worked with ladies who have used self-directed IRAs, solo Ks, HELOCs, inheritance money. What else have I done? People are ladies who have funds in an old 401k and we're working through getting those funds rolled into a self-directed IRA or into a solo K. That process, just so you know, from what I've seen and experienced, can take anywhere from 2-ish weeks up to 4 weeks. So if you have funds somewhere like that to deploy, then start the process. The sooner you start that process, the sooner we can get those funds deployed for you and start making a higher return on that money, because more than likely you're going to get more from a RAIN sister at 12% interest than you're getting anywhere else right now. Before I go into showing you guys this property and getting more specific on it, does anybody have any questions for me yet? Nobody? Quiet bunch. All right, let me share screen. All right, can you guys see that Zillow picture? Little white house. Shake a head, somebody. I know everybody's muted. Shake a head. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So this is the current property that Nancy and Alana have under contract. It is in Upper Arlington. It is currently a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 925 square foot home. They are going to be converting that to a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square foot home because it has a full basement that is not considered heated and living space as of right now. So they're going to be expanding that, adding a bonus room, an office, as well as adding a four season or sunroom on the back of the house that has a large picture window that flows through into that room. So right now, this particular property, obviously it's not going to show you that it's under contract, but its Zestimate as is 404. So 404, they're getting this house for 275. They expect to put $75,000 into the rehab on it. And the ARV as a four bedroom, two bath, 2,000 square foot home will now be $470,000. So I pulled up some different things when I was doing some research for this. Let's see. So this one is a little bit smaller than the one shown. It's a three bedroom, one bath, 975 square feet. So it's half the square footage, and it just sold for 395. So there are some great comps, both at the existing 3.1 to show the value of it, as well as what the value could be as a 4.2. So the best one I can show you right now as a 4.2 is this particular house right here that is contingent. It's a 4.2 at 1,900 square feet, so a little bit smaller. It's contingent at 450 right now. And of course, it's been fully updated, renovated. And then some others that they have as comps, a 3.2 at 1,300 square feet. Sold, now it's been a while, it's sold at 475. So again, that's a little over 600 square feet smaller. So this area is really a great place for them to be able to expand their market and add to their portfolio. And let's see. Oh, I did a map for the comps that they did. So Shrewsbury Road is here, and the comps are here, here, and here. So they're within a 0.9 mile radius of the subject home. Let me think, what else do I have for you guys? So this area called River Ridge, the listing median price is 422. The price per square foot is 320. The sold median price is 427, and days on market is 20. So more than likely, based on their other projects that they have that they're working on, this work will be done probably in 90 days or less, and they will get it on the market. Now, of course, we're going to be asking for a 6-month term just to be on the safe side in case there are surprises that come along the way. And it's real estate, so it's always better to assume longer and, hope for the best that it's a little bit shorter, but at the same time, if it's a solid deal and your money's still in it, you're still making money month over month. So 6 months is pretty much the staple for the deals that we're working on. Again, the purchase price for that's $275. The rehab is $75. The ARV is $470. So we're looking at $350. We do have a commitment, a positive, what should I say? A tentative commitment. So maybe a potential lender coming in with 160. So we would be looking at about 190-ish to go ahead and finish off that deal. Ideally, we'd love to have one person come in at that 190. If we have two other people come in, that would be great. Keep that a small group of 3 people to fund that 350 would be ideal. Let's see. Any questions while I have the screen share up?
Hi, Beth. I do. This is Shirley.
Hi,
Thank you.
Shirley. How are
Hi. I'm
you?
doing well. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, thank you so much for walking us through. Very interesting, and it has a lot of potential. I do have a few questions. So, for this person to come in, um, so does this lender have the first lien position?
Everyone will be in first lien position. So even though there's already 160 somewhat committed, then the remaining funds that we bring in, everybody will close at the same time. So everybody will be on the promissory note, everybody will be listed on the JV agreement, and then when we close, everybody will be on the note, the title, like all those things. Everybody will be there in first position, and then everyone will be added to the insurance after closing.
Great. And do you have the closing date?
Closing date is going to be the 31st of July, but the seller is flexible if we fund it sooner.
Okay. And then in terms of the rehab, do you have the statement of work? Like what are they looking into renovating?
So I can show you some really fun pictures that we have so far for them. Let me stop share for 1 second and find, let's see. I have some before pictures that I can share with you guys. And then let's see. Before. All right, let me share screen again. What I can show you is existing interior pictures. All right, you guys should see a bedroom, maybe. That might be the basement. It's really hard to tell, but you guys can see that picture okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I have about 7 interior pictures. So the basement, bathroom, clearly it needs a lot of updating. So they have created the updates in obviously this an application to kind of show like what their thoughts are for it, like what the build out is going to be. So to answer your question, Shirley, I don't have an itemized statement of work yet or scope of work yet, but I will have one for anybody who is interested in learning more and that kind of thing. We'll definitely break that out for the 75,000. They actually have what I think is funny. So Nancy, if you guys haven't seen her post, she has twin grandbaby boys. So these layouts have like twin cribs in them. I think it's so funny. So the kitchen, they're going to build that out, open that space up, and again have the window here that's going to go out into the addition of the
Oh, they do an
sunroom,
extension.
and then the sun porch, and then the play area, family room. And then again, more build out of the basement, the bathroom, laundry, and that kind of thing. So yeah, and those are the 2 comps that I had pulled up for you guys a little while ago. Any questions on any of those pictures or before and afters, or at least the concept?
What are they using to make those pictures?
I'm not sure what app she uses. I'll have to ask. Nancy sent these to me, so I'll have
It's
to ask.
really cool.
Isn't that fun?
That is fun.
Um, it'll be neat to do. I don't know if you saw one of their posts a couple of weeks ago, but it was a house that they did in Washington Courthouse. The day they listed it, they had 9 scheduled appointments to view it and 6 offers 10% above asking price. So
Oh
they
man,
had a video walkthrough of the before and then all of the pictures of the after. It was amazing. Like they do
that's so cool.
they do really good work, and this is Nancy's like forte. Like this is her thing. The vision, she can see, beauty from ashes, right? Like she does an amazing job with it. She has an eye for it. So, but yeah, we can find out for sure and let you know.
That'd be great.
Any other questions while I have my screen shared on this?
Hey, Jackie from Alabama. Not really a question. I just want to apologize for looking like I have a sick husband, 6 basset hound puppies. I was cleaning.
Oh
I was cleaning and I was trying to work on some graphic design stuff with it's not my calling. And my email came through. It was like, hey. And I was like, oh.
no.
So happy Monday, ladies. I just wanted to say hi. Sorry, I
You know
look like
what? We appreciate you showing up and getting on camera. That says a lot. So
yeah,
thank you.
Hot Mess Express. It's okay.
It's
It still works.
okay.
I, I walked a property today. I close on Monday on
Nice.
a fix and flip. And then I was working on the scope over there and then picked up the property next to it. My puppies are angry. A
Uh-oh.
little 900 square foot, a young gentleman that's in college is trying to reno it. He's cash flow. It's sitting on a huge acre lot.
Oh, wow.
He
And
just
it's
texted
only
me.
900 square feet and has an acre.
hmm very
Wow.
rare. So he's done a lot of updates and he threw it on the Airbnb to see what kind of feedback and I told him today, I said, look, I said, if you're done, I'll be glad to take over. You can walk away where you're at. Think about it. Let's chat. And I was actually going to call with him when the email came through. So let me jump on this call. It might be very beneficial for you.
Right.
Um, yeah. So and it's literally next door to the property I just purchased.
Wouldn't that mean
So
nice to be able to just go ding, 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 like
yes.
right down the road and just say, I did this. Like, that's so
Yes,
cool.
I'm so excited. Thank you, Miss Shirley. Actually, I reached out to you, Miss Shirley. We need to chat soon. And I have met with the city about subdividing these lots because literally across the street is multifamily, and we're in a huge housing crisis in our area. I was so I've already started all of that works and those relationships and surveyors and what we need to do, and the city's
Right.
on board. So I feel confident leaving this little thing as an Airbnb. I mean, he's cash flowing. I've got the numbers, $4,800 a month. He just opened the books to see what it would do.
Wow. Where are you
hmm
located?
I'm in Andalusia, Alabama. I'm originally from
Alabama.
New Orleans, and I'm a transplant over here. So
Gotcha.
I am I am 10 minutes from a Florida line and about an hour and a half south of Montgomery,
Got it.
2 hours to Mobile. Um, but and I'm a realtor as well. So it's nice. So I'm super excited. We bought our property for 80. I'm gonna put 20, 25 in, and I'm gonna sell it for two
Nice.
top. And it's on 2.5 acres.
Oh, wow. And are you going to subdivide that one?
That's the one I really wanted to subdivide, but the initial house it takes up a lot of the road frontage, so I didn't know if I would be able to get top dollar. You'd have to go past the first house. So we've been trying to work on
Right.
some privacy fence or some things like that. But if they want the whole 2.5 acres, they're going to pay for it. It's not
Right.
going to just go into it. No, you're
And
going to
then
have to
they can
buy out
decide
what
if
I'm
they want
losing.
neighbors in their backyard.
And that's it. And that's really how I'm going to present it. So I'm really about to say, hey, this is coming soon. I already have 5 people that are dying to say, hey, Jackie, can we see it yet? Can we get in? I was like, no, our
That's
tenant's still
awesome.
there. Our tenant's still there. So I hired her a moving company. And we got boxes being delivered. We close on the 18th. I was like, look, flooring, appliances, my material's rolling in on the 18th. Y'all get on board.
I
so,
love that. I
so
love
we have
that.
a
Well,
lot of great things.
congratulations.
Thank you. We have a lot of great things in the works out here. So
That's
Uh, I
awesome.
have, I have 2 acres lakefront, and they're going for $150,000 a quarter acre lot. So I'm working on putting some new builds and modulars or something in that area as well. So we have a lot of things. So we need to get together because apparently the people who like to fund, and I love relationships as long as you don't want damn graphic design from me, okay?
We could certainly chat offline if we never have,
Fantastic.
for
We'll
sure.
chat soon.
For sure. Anybody have anything else they want to share or any questions that you have? Anybody have any other wins? That was great. A great win for Jacqueline. So does anybody else have any wins or frustrations, questions, any of that? No? You guys are so quiet.
I do have one actually. Okay,
Yay!
so I'm still going through I'm in the mentorship program, still going through some of the training and stuff. So when you do what was the first one I did? The active.
Right.
They're telling you you got your 12 points, your 12%, 3 points up front, all that sort of stuff. But then when you get to the next one, for the active, no, the passive, then they're like, well, sometimes the points are at the
Right.
end, and you're like, oh my word, like, yeah,
Right.
like I was considering a PML deal, and I feel so bad. I can't even remember the Rain sister. I was like, wait a minute, that is not what they said to do. I'm like, oh
Right.
no.
So
So is
keep
there
in mind,
what's the
Rain
difference?
is going to teach from like 30,000 foot view, right?
Okay,
They can't get into the nitty gritty of every kind of deal because they'd never cover it all.
right,
They're going to give you like best practices, but not all of those things are going to work for every single deal. And
okay,
let me give you an example. So I had a deal I was working on. I had a lender commit $100,000. She was using a HELOC, and she said, I'm going to have all my points up front because I have to make my HELOC payment. And I'm like, okay, like let me know what that number is and we'll figure this out. So she came back and she was like, I need 4 points. And I was like, I mean, 4 points isn't very typical, especially upfront, because keep in mind your borrower is getting the money on the back end. So, the more that they have to come out of pocket on the front end with points and things like that, the less they can put into the deal. They're going to have
right.
a lot more of it on the back end. So, or at least that's the assumption, right? So she was like, well, I need 4 points. So I'm like, okay, you need $4,000 to make your payments for the next 6 months. What if we could give you 1%, the monthly payment each month, and then give you your 3 points on the back end? Would that work for you? Because really, $4,000 upfront for 6 months is less than that 1% payment each month throughout. And if she got four
Right.
points up front, what if somebody else wants 4 points up front? What if somebody else wants, like, what if everybody starts talking or figuring it out, or they see the documents and they see that, everybody is a little bit different and somebody's getting something else? Like, it just was easier to say, hey, I will make sure you get monthly payments for 6 months. And that way there's never a time where that $4,000 disappears. What
Okay.
if the project goes longer and it's 7 or 8 months and you still only had that $4,000? That wasn't covering 7 or 8 months, but 1 point or 1% of your interest paid each month will.
Okay.
I have one lender who prefers points up front and will actually take less points up front if she just gets that and no monthly payments, and then the principal paid back on the back end because she's using a
Okay.
self-directed IRA and she doesn't want to deal with monthly payments.
Okay.
So you as the lender have some leverage. The borrower just has to be able to make the numbers work. And if the borrower can't make the numbers work, it's not personal. It's not that they don't want to pay you, it's that they can't because the numbers don't work.
Okay.
So when I'm working with somebody, typically I have a conversation with lenders. I find out their lend box. Where's the money coming from? When will you have the money? Are you working with the self-directed? Is it checkbook control? Um, is it custodial control? Like, I need to know all of those things from a perspective of if they're working with a self-directed IRA that's custodial control, it will take 5 days just from the paperwork perspective because they
Okay.
have to approve it. And if we don't have all the lenders on board yet, we don't have final paperwork to send to that custodian to review.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden, like we finally have everybody on board, we have everybody on the documents, we send the documents, and now the custodial says, well, the LLC is missing a comma, the LLC is missing a period. Like all of those things have to be taken into perspective. And just it takes a lot of patience to get to the closing table. And sometimes it's not because the money wasn't promised. It's just sometimes part of the process. But again, I've had we had ladies commit to a deal several months ago and went to the closing table and the seller, MIA. Never,
Oh man.
never showed up. There was a contract. She never showed. So here I have four ladies in a deal. They've all wired their money. It's sitting in escrow and there's nowhere to put it. So my my borrower was able to pivot and within a month found a new property and was able to move the funds into the new deal. And she paid all those lenders an extra point because they were patient with her for 30 days. They didn't
Wow.
make money on their money in a deal, but they were patient and they waited for her next deal. So she paid them all an extra point. So
Wow.
no two deals. I mean,
Are
sure,
the same.
the expected is 3 points up front, monthly interest payments, and then for the 12-month APR, and then your principal on the back end. And again,
Okay.
if we're trying to work within that 70% rule. Sometimes that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to talk to a lender, and if you have a relationship with your lender, yeah, no problem. Put my points on the back end. I get it. We've worked together. The numbers make sense, but I know they're tight. Yeah, give me my points on the back end. So it really is, I mean, that's why we call it creative financing, right? As long as
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
legal,
Right.
as long as it's legal, we can do whatever we want.
True.
One other deal example I'll share is I have three ladies on a deal. One of those ladies was an experienced lender, private money lender. The other two were brand new. She wanted to take a lead role, so she asked for an extra point because she's coaching or just being available to the other two lenders with a little bit less responsibility.
Okay.
And that was fine. And the other two lenders were fine with that too,
Okay. I have
because
one
they
more question.
appreciated the lessons that she would be able to share with them,
Oh,
and the information and things.
absolutely. Don't we all?
Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
So I've heard so many things about the self-directed IRA, if I have a lot of money to put somewhere, and want to use it for money lending,
Okay.
what is the best place to put it? Like I joined Relay. I have not started a self-directed IRA because I hear you can only put so much in a year, or there's a cap on it, right, Bob, or something like that. So what is the best way to get it to someone the fastest?
So I have not heard that there's a cap from what you roll from your old 401k or an IRA into a self-directed or a solo K. The key would be if it's in one of those places that it has checkbook control, which literally means you get to write the check for the deal to close tomorrow. You don't have to go through the custodian to review all the paperwork to tell you that the percentages add up to 99.9999999, and you have
Okay.
to redo all of your paperwork because the decimal points have to go 10 deep.
Oh my. And is
Yeah.
it easier to wire or is it easier to do a check? Like what's the
You
easiest?
would wire.
You wire. Okay.
Yeah. It's just called checkbook control because it gives you the control, but you would actually wire those funds. Um,
Okay.
and for that part of the process, at least for the way that I work, I'm working with a transaction coordinator. That transaction coordinator puts you and the either closing attorney or the title company in touch with each other, and you wire directly to that person.
That's okay.
You're not wiring to me. You're not wiring to the transaction coordinator. She's not, doing whatever. Like it goes directly to, again, either the title company or the closing attorney based on the state that you're in.
Okay.
For me, when I've loaned money on a deal, I have a small community bank. I have to go in person. So I go in, I hand her the wiring instructions, and she'll pick up the phone and call on my behalf and just
Okay.
confirm, like, this is a legit attorney. This is a legit title company. I mean, I've gone in sometimes and she'll look at it and be like, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, girl, no, like, don't be like that. And she'll call and she's just like, oh, I guess I've just never heard of it. And I'm like, you make it sound like it's a terrible thing. Like,
Seriously.
scared me to death. Like, I mean, she still had my money. It wasn't like she had sent my money, but I was like, just the way she responded. But yeah, I mean, do your due diligence, get online, make sure that you Google it and they have a real, address and phone number, and call yourself or have your banker call, or if you do it all online, again, you do the work.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
and again, it's just to keep you safe.
Yeah,
whatever you're
definitely.
comfortable with to stay safe.
Definitely.
Let's see. Anybody else? Oh, hey, Lacey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So just a general question
Yeah.
about like first-time investors. So I sent you some information, but we don't need to like get into the nitty-gritty of it. But just from a general scope and question, if you're, I had heard in some of these calls and in different engagements that it's difficult for a first-time investor to get a PML to fund both the purchase price and the flip. So that's my first question. Is that true, false? It kind of just depends.
Um, I, I'm gonna say mostly true,
Sure.
only because, and I've seen this and I've had these conversations. I love that we all come into Rain and we have so much enthusiasm for what we want to do, whether
Right.
we're a borrower or we're a lender. But sometimes when you have a first-time lender and a first-time borrower, unfortunately, there's just not experience there yet to
Sure.
be safe on both sides of that deal.
Right.
So you do have some lenders who will tell you flat out, I don't lend to first-time flippers. So my recommendation is that a first-time flipper or buy-in holder or whatever it is finds an equity partner to do it together. Because it is somewhat hard to find lenders. And if you do, that's great. But again, like who's really overseeing that deal for a first-time borrower and the first-time lender? Like who else? Where's that extra layer to protect both of you guys?
Right. And so like part B of that is hard money lenders. Generally speaking, what's your experience? Do you rinse and repeat with a certain one that you like? Are you past that now in your journey? And what I'm running into is they're available, but they have such finite criteria. And it's kind of crazy because their criteria is actually like your property must be this must be the minimum. Whereas
Right,
like, oh, actually I'm coming in with a property that's not at that minimum, it's less than that.
right,
So in certain things about the foundation, it's honestly it's like less to me at this point about the dollars and the points and more about the meat and potatoes of the actual property itself. So just curious, what do you recommend as other alternative solutions? Because right now, like I mean, I've done okay as a person, but my funds are tied up. I have a HELOC out for a flip I bought at an auction, which also is not a preferred range strategy, but is working in so far, quote unquote, my favor.
right,
So, what are some other alternatives? And I've considered even okay, working with my sister here about creative financing if the current owners are not in a hurry, if they could just like squat and hold, and I take over the flip piece, and then once it's renovated and we do a refinance, then they can get paid with
right,
their. So I don't know what just some general. Do you have any ideas? Because a lot of us here are probably new,
right.
and what's your advice for all
Okay,
those
so
folks?
going back to the hard money lender, I've never done my own personal fix and flip or buy and hold. I'm this close. I have another meeting on Wednesday. I'm trying to launch Pad Split in Savannah in my market. If you don't already know, the Savannah market, 41% of Savannah cannot afford a one-bedroom, one-bath apartment because the apartments range from anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700 a month. 41% of Savannah, and they would have to make $25,000 or more to be able to live in that situation. So I'm trying to bring Pad Split here. We're bringing major corporations here. Hyundai's employing 8,000 people. Those are not executives with executive income who need executive housing. They are the individuals who need to sleep somewhere, not in their car, and show up for work and be productive. But anyway, aside from that, so we do have a hard money lender who refers borrowers to us because there are borrowers who want to scale quicker than a hard money lender will allow. And of course, they do have the tighter rules and regulations. I mean, like if you could literally cut a bank's requirements in half and add requirements to a private money lender and find that happy medium, it would be a hard money lender. When deals come to us from a hard money lender, again, it's because it's something that they aren't going to fund fully. or they're not going to fund quick enough. Like somebody's got this opportunity and it's going to close next week. They can't wait for the hard money. The cool thing is when the hard money lender brings it to us to fund from a private money lending perspective, they've already gotten driver's license, bank statements. Like it comes to us like with all the good stuff. We don't get a ton of those, but it's out there. So just so you know, like I haven't worked with hard money lenders to get money. Hard money lenders have brought us deals for borrowers who need money. I'm trying to remember what your next question or comment was. I mean, and I think hard money lending too is, have you jumped in the rain group and really like had 5 conversations with different people who are white labeling hard money loans?
What do you mean? I don't understand the question. I apologize.
So within Rain, there are several women who offer hard money loans
Oh,
through a company they white label. So
oh,
basically they're saying, I work for this company, and they really are just kind of like the path to whoever the
oh.
hard money lender is. Um, Rhonda Avera comes to mind. I don't know if anybody's worked with her before. She's RHONDA, Avera, Avera. She lives about 45 minutes from me. She was new to Rain probably 6-ish months ago. I think she's still in the group. But she can do DSCR, she can do hard money. And again, she's a Rain sister, so she might be able to help a little bit
Awesome.
more.
Okay. That's super helpful.
And then
Thank
what was your I can't remember what your last like comment or question was after hard money.
I mean, I think generally speaking, like, like you made a great comment about like everyone's excited and you have to be new. You have to be new to start something new. Like you
Right.
can't come in with experience. Like when I went in the army, I didn't have experience with the rifle, and then I got experience with the rifle. So it's like, you have to figure out how to do it. But I'm cautiously optimistic though, because I'm like on Google and I'm searching and I'm putting in my information in all these fields, and I'm worried some of them are scammers
Right.
too. Like it's great to get on a call with someone, then you get the videos and you can read the reviews. And so I think I need to try to dial in on what my strategy is to get the funding for the actual acquisition, because I know I can get funding for the flip,
Right.
funding for the dwelling. The
So you're looking at splitting those two things up, finding
well,
funds for the purchase and then funds for the rehab.
as a
So
strategy, if because the purchase price is coming in lower than most hard money lenders will lend. And because earlier in the conversation I mentioned, what I had heard was it's unusual for a PML lender to lend a first-time investor for both acquisition and and the Reno. So
right,
not impossible, but rare.
right. I mean, again, I think it's a matter of finding someone maybe you live close to, or finding a mentor of some kind, doing a JV or an equity partnership with someone. We worked with a new fix and flipper a couple of weeks ago, who was looking for PML and actually found private money outside of Rain, but with someone who was willing to be an equity partnership and help her with her first flip.
Thank you. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course. And I think one of the big things too, you guys, is like show up in the Rain Facebook group. The one thing, and I haven't touched on this in a long time in any of my posts, but I got on a roll for a while. When ladies would post and say, I need PML, I need PML, I need PML, and I would click on them within the group, and you can see kind of their activity within the group, and it would say no activity. So this person is asking 4,200 strangers for money for a private money loan, and they've never introduced themselves. They've never interacted on someone else's post. They've never done anything within the Rain group, but now they need money. So I fault them for forgetting that they're a person and you guys are people, and you need to build trusting relationships regardless of whether you're a borrower or the lender. And the best way to do that is just show up. You know, when somebody posts a win, comment on it, cheer them on. Like when I didn't renew quick enough with Rain, and it was my own fault, but so I joined in 2023 in January and did not renew in time in January of 2020. No, I started in 2024 and I did not renew at the beginning of this year. Um, and I got booted from everything. I got booted from the platform. I got booted from Facebook. I got booted from the chat, the Facebook chat. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I'm just going to give it a week and see like how I feel. Like, do I miss it? Do I want to put that money in somebody else's program? And like 3 days in, I'm like, oh, like I miss my ladies. Like I miss cheering people on. I miss seeing other women cheering other people on. And I miss the challenges that people are talking about and the support that they're getting from each other. So I highly, highly recommend like tell people who you are, tell people what you do, offer to help other people, partner with other people, find the people who belong at your table and like work with them and build something with those intentional relationships, not just a like every time somebody comes into the group, because I know that can be overwhelming. But honestly, when someone posts something that really speaks to you, I know we're all busy, but tell them, you know, and then if it's something that you find very relatable, shoot them a DM and meet with them on a phone call or something. Like take the time that you're spending with your knowledge and build your network simultaneously. If it's an hour a day, do 30 minutes and 30 minutes. If it's 2 hours a day, then do an hour and an hour. Build those things simultaneously because those relationships will get you your first time private money lender because they know you, they know your work ethic, they know you were in the military, which takes a lot of balls. Sorry, I don't know what else to say. That was so like off, like all the things. I just looked at you, Lacey, and I was like, it just takes something. And that was the only thing I could come up with. I'm sorry, it's late. It's 9 o'clock for me in on the East Coast. It's been a long day. But you know what I'm saying? Like, get to know people and you're going to do business with people you know, like, and trust. If you don't know anybody, they don't know you either. So why are they going to give you $80,000 or $150,000 or $500,000, whatever it is? Like, if they don't know you, most likely they're not going to just throw money at you. So make sure that you're building relationships. And even if you look at somebody and you're like, why is this person reaching out to me to get on a call? Do you know how many times I've done that and gotten on a call and closed a deal with them because I had no clue that they had money? None at all whatsoever. But I got on the call because I don't know, maybe I can help them. And I did because I put their money to work for them. But we don't know until we get to know people. And are you going to work with everybody? Are you meant to work with everybody? No, you're going to filter through that. But you got to put in the effort and the time to get to know those people to figure out who you're going to work with and who you're meant to work with. Because at the end of the day, we're all meant to be together doing something simultaneously and growing the kingdom and getting the word out there because we're all doing pretty amazing things. It's just a matter of finding the other people to do it with so you can multiply faster. You're not meant to do it alone. So anybody here that's doing anything alone, no more. That ends today. That ends tonight. Find a partner, find somebody on this call, reach out to them, set up a call to get on a Zoom or even if it's just a phone call, but try to do Zooms. When I started doing more Zooms, everything like really shifted for me. It's a lot more personal to see a face, even if it is still a video screen. Who's going to Rain Live? Cool, cool. Lots of hugs in the future. Lots of hugs in the future, I hope. All right. Any other questions? Lacey, I'm so sorry. I just, I,
I think it's amazing and it fits really well. I'm a girl, but it fits really well for me. So love it. And now you won't forget me.
I mean, you talked about rifles and all of a sudden I'm like, badass. Like,
Oh my word.
so yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm doing the right activities. Like, what are the right activities to get to the end goal to
Right.
build the kingdom? And I want to spin in circles and like I've like put all my name in all these fields online and maybe I'm approaching it the wrong way, which is totally possible.
Yeah. I mean, for me, again, it was trying to do all the things. I was a single mom for 21 years, so I thought I had to do it all by myself. I
Yeah.
always had. My poor husband, bless his heart, like he's constantly like, I can do that for you. I can do that for you. But we've only been together for 11 years, so he didn't know the 21 years of me being a single mom. So it's, you know, it's the control freak in me, but at the same time, it's what I relied on for so long. So I just really just encourage you and everybody else here, just start building the relationships and asking the questions. What do you need? How can I help? What do you need? How can I help? And it may be that you're just introducing them to somebody else because somebody else needs something that you couldn't offer, but you remember that you talked to somebody else who has that. You have something unique to offer. Don't try to duplicate somebody else. A, that's boring, and B, they got it.
Yeah. It's hard to know sometimes because especially in the beginning when you're like if you're in the mentorship program and you're trying to do all that and you're doing your education here, and I literally just spent 3.5 days trying to set up a website, which was torture. I feel like Chat GBT guy and I or whoever it is are like the best friends ever.
Have you
But I mean,
named your chat GPT?
not yet, but I'm going to. I'm about to. My husband and I, I might just have to leave him for it. But I mean, it is amazing the help but I've like lost so many years of my life on this website. You think it should be, I mean, it should be, oh my gosh, sunsets and but I mean, it's just to be amazing. I'm like, wow, really? Like all that work. So I know I'll never be in website design ever. Like that is definitely not something I've been gifted with, nor when they tell you to put in short codes and all this. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Just tell me what button to push.
Right.
I mean, it's a nightmare. But
Yeah.
you get into all these little rabbit holes, and I'm like, oh my word, I just want to do PML and find a fix and flip locally or something, like, oh, how do I just get there? But there's, oh my goodness, so many.
One
Like
day.
just setting up a phone call on Grasshopper, you have to like register your life away for these text messages. I'm like, oh my word, which made me do my website because I had to have all the messaging and SMS nonsense on there to swear that I will not contact anybody if they don't want me to contact them. I'm like, oh
Oh
my
yeah, yeah,
word,
yeah. Yeah.
holy
Text
cow.
messaging. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like one rabbit hole led to another, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that just didn't work. But yeah, I am dying to have my first do my first PML. I'm like so ready,
Let's
chomping at the
go.
bit.
We need to get on a call.
All right, yep, I submitted my thing on the
Oh,
Google
did you
sheet
fill
you
out
sent.
the
I
private
did.
money lender partnership
Yes,
form?
ma'am. I'm ready. Give me a
That
call.
keeps me so organized.
Oh, good, good,
And it
good.
helps me bug everybody over and over and over again.
Perfect. Bring it on. That I can handle.
Like Veronica, who like 4 months ago was going to get her self-directed IRA, was going to get rolled over. And it's like,
Well, 2 months ago, but yes. And it's finally happening. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's been what you have to get done. It's just amazing. So
it's
Right?
a
It is
process.
a lot of
crazy.
stuff. Yeah.
It
It's a
is.
Yeah.
process.
And the communication between everybody has to happen. And it's like, I'm usually on top of it. And I forgot 1 week. And that 1 week, everything like, where are we, guys?
Right. It's like you
Oh, we
start all
thought we
over
did
again.
this. I'm like, no.
I have a personal friend who like I bug her and bug her and bug her and I'm like, I'm sorry, but like you've been doing this. I was the other day we realized that I've been having this conversation with her since October of last year. I said, do you realize that you could have closed on a 6 month deal and your $100,000 would now be $115,000 and you still haven't finished the paperwork? She's like, I know. I know. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna keep reminding you. And then the last time I said something to her, she was like, oh, I think he called me and I forgot to call him back. And I'm like, so yeah, I mean, it happens. And nobody's perfect. Nobody remembers all the things and does all the things, but yeah.
I have to tell you, Beth and ladies, I'm a big Excel person and keeping track of stuff because I'm detail oriented. Like Beth and I had this conversation already.
Oh man.
And it's like everything's in Excel. I put, okay, it's gonna take this much time to do this item, and then I've done this much this week, so I have this many hours left to do. It's like, oh my God, but it keeps me straight for what I have to put my hands in this week, right? Or today or the whole week. And it really helps to track that kind of stuff because you get pulled in so many different directions, right? You get pulled and something else happens. Like you said, Abby, your website, it took you 3 days. I'm like,
It's
yeah,
terrible, terrible.
it's,
And the AI
it's
people
crazy.
you have to talk to for like Grasshopper, you think you're talking to a person and then you realize, oh my word, this is
It's a bot.
just, it's
It's a bot.
horrible.
Yeah.
It is so painful. Oh my word. I'm like,
Well, I
I
have
can't even.
Grasshopper, Abby. So if you need anything, just call me. I've had Grasshopper for 20 years.
Oh my gosh. Did you have to sign your life away and put everything on your
Well,
website?
not
And
20 years ago.
oh my
A
gosh,
lot of
it's
things have
torture.
changed. A lot
I
of
love it.
things
And
have
then it
changed
says,
since
how many
then.
texts do you think you'll be making? I'm like, maybe 10 in a month. And you're making me
Right.
like give children away for this. This is ridiculous.
I don't have that module. I just do the phone. I just do the
Well,
phone.
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
do
trying to
text. I don't do
do.
any of that.
That's
Yeah.
all. Oh my goodness, it's like
Yeah.
torture. They have the whole
Yep.
little package all wrapped together for you. You literally want. I mean, like if my children were to come near me this weekend, I was not a pleasant person.
So,
Like the Holy Spirit was not flowing through me, not
I'm
at
so
all.
sorry.
I'm like, oh my gosh, did anybody feed the dog? That was like 12 hours ago. I'm still sitting here in my pajamas at this computer with my chat GBT guy. Oh my gosh. I was like rotting in place. I'm like, does somebody give me a PML? I don't have to call. I'll use my own phone number. I swear I don't need this. Oh, it's torture. So sorry. So
Ah,
sorry. As you can tell, I was sitting here all day too, but I'm not in my pajamas right now. So, there's
At
that.
least the upper half doesn't look like you are.
No, no, no. Okay, I might have pajama bottoms on. I might have lied a little.
I
But,
wanted to touch on two things in the chat. One is Shirley made a great point regarding Lacey's deal. Lacey has a person with 30 years construction experience willing to help her oversee the construction.
nice.
That is what you focus on, Lacey, when you're asking for partners. Partner in place. I already have his scope of work or her scope of work. I have X, Y, and Z. I have the breakdown of the draws. I have the schedule, all of that. Like, awesome. Thank you for adding that, Shirley. That was super important. And then there was something else. Oh, it looks like Jackie or Jacqueline, you did answer Lacey. She had asked about getting your funding and how you found it. And you said, I accidentally posted my whole pitch deck with all the terms and options. I'll be glad to share mine with you. So you posted your entire.
The entire thing. I was trying to let me rephrase that. The Lord made that happen because this. I mean, there was no other
Can you
rhyme
take
or
your stock
reason
out?
for it. I've been
It's
trying to
like
reach
throwing your
out. We
nose
have
at
a
me.
really
Okay,
fantastic
stop.
pitch deck. We break down the terms. Points up front, points on the end. We offer, blah blah blah, 10 to 15%, and we had really been trying to, give it the PMLs, and I accidentally posted the whole kit and caboodle. And I had a sister reach out and she said, well, I don't really have any other questions aside. Do you have an updated comp? This one's from February. And
Right.
she funded everything, nothing up front, 0 points, the purchase, the flip, the reno, a contingency budget. And it was all by the grace of God.
Right.
But and then I had a lot of response from that. So I told Lacey I'd be glad to reach out and just send her ours. I mean, my partner who does, she's the numbers. She's our Excel sheet. She's the numbers, the ROI. I'm the relationships. I have the connections. So she can sit there and sit behind a computer all day, and I can get out and do the other things. Like I have a developer and my contractors together. They have over 75 years experience. They build everything to Florida code. I'm a realtor. I've done some flips. So we do have some experience behind us, but you just, like you said, you have to get out there and basically network and people and,
Yep.
join the groups and jump on, even if you are in your leopard print pajamas and you smell like sick husband and puppy. I mean, we're real. So you talk about being in your pajamas all day. I am in my pajamas, but they do have shorts and pockets.
Shorts and pockets.
I
Pockets are
probably have a
key.
dog treat in there or something.
I love that. And again, I mean, the more information you can give people, like you say you accidentally posted that, but I mean, typically on these calls at night, like we go through like 4 slides. So we're going to give you kind of like the 10,000 foot view of a deal. We'll go through a couple of the slides, let you meet the borrowers, learn a little bit about their experience together, things like that. And then there's, maybe a full pitch deck that's then shared after with anyone who wants like additional information. Get on a one-on-one Zoom with the borrower and again, like go through those pieces to create those relationships.
Yeah, and
No, just throw it all out there. It was very beneficial. Just throw it all out there.
And then I was gonna say, Jackie, especially when you're about to close, like you have a very short window, and that's why it's so helpful to provide all the information. Because like from the PML perspective, I wanted to do my own research to make sure all the numbers make sense. So then just by, having that transparency, first of all, I have trust in you because you're able to provide all the numbers that I'm looking for. And secondly, I can do my due diligence, to make sure that all the numbers make sense. So, I mean, that's super helpful.
Very cool. Thank you, Shirley. Michelle, I saw that you had a comment in the thread about talking,
Yeah.
creating a portfolio of your flip work. Have you done that yet, or do you need somebody to
I'm
help?
working on it. I'm working on it right now. And yeah, which it's kind of fun. And I'm having to go back a while and I'm like, oh God, do I even have digital versions of these pictures? So
Oh, wow.
it's a project. But yeah, I mean, I definitely am trying to put something together of, I have in the past, like I always buy the lousy house and fix it up and for myself and that kind of thing. Like I haven't ever really done it for profit directly. So that's what I'm trying to start doing.
Right.
And so, yeah, but I mean, every house that I have worked on, I've close to doubled the value,
Very nice.
with the work that I've done. And, you know, I mean, granted, it's my friends, but they all seem really impressed. So, and the
I
bank
love
seems to
that.
like what I do. I've never had them come back and be like, oh, well, I don't know, we're not going to give you that permanent financing, so, um, and I'm the CFO of a construction company and I've
Very
been
nice.
working in construction in one way or another. I grew up in a commercial painting company and so I've been around construction my whole life.
Well, if you're
But
in
the biggest
Athens,
thing that I
Georgia, you're around construction, I feel certain, because that college expands
yeah,
and expands and expands and
it
expands.
is insane and it's very interesting. I have been finding out and I know we had talked about like, okay, yeah, there's some ladies up around here that do investing. It is interesting how kind of cut the road I mean, there's a
Yeah,
lot of people who do investing around Athens.
I'm
And
sure.
it seems like, sure, there's this unlimited number of students who are going to come in and, and professors that are going to rent your houses, but there is not an unlimited supply of houses. So that's kind of interesting to try to start thinking, okay, get outside the box a little bit, look
Right.
outside the, like right in town kind of areas and stuff. And, but yeah, so that was one thing that I was hoping would help me in terms of being new, but getting financing is if I have a portfolio of what I've done in the past and I can, and I
Right.
can kind of do a little bio of why you can trust me to actually know what I'm doing.
Right.
Um,
I love
and
that.
yeah, and if anybody ever, if there was a PMO who asked for it, I can always run a renovation straight through the company that I work with. I mean,
Right.
not a problem to do it like that. And they
Right.
basically just let me, I mean, that's how I did the house I live in now, is like I ran the job basically, like I project managed the job, but I used our subs, I used, our carpenters, that kind of stuff, and like ran it under their license. So, and I had project managers looking over my shoulder if I
Right.
needed to, if I ever had a question.
Right.
So, there was a tremendous amount of support that I could tap into if I felt like I needed it. But yeah, because that's something that I'm going to have to figure out is, that same thing of being
Right.
new and still being able to get financing. So,
So I have two
yeah.
things. One, putting together your portfolio, I would stick with current pictures of before
Mhm.
and afters. And then
Mhm.
if you can do like an Excel spreadsheet for all the old stuff. Don't
Okay.
spend a ton of time like digging up, like you said, like pictures that aren't even digital, like if there's a way that you have like a spreadsheet of some kind that could be, we did X, Y, and Z. So it was a 3 bedroom, 2 bath that was, $115,000, and we added XYZ or whatever, and it sold for $250,000, or the project added this much value to the home. Like just to have those multiple line items.
Right.
Maybe something like that to add
Okay.
to some of your before and afters. And then that way you don't have to start digging for pictures all over everywhere.
There's
Um,
probably one that I really have to dig for pictures for,
gotcha.
but that was
I
one of
love it.
my early ones. But yeah, I mean, the house before this, I moved it from Royston to Madison County to
Wow.
Colbert. And yeah, that was that I somehow always pick projects that are like just one step more every time. So so at this point I'm like, okay, a lipstick reno is like, oh, that's it.
Right. That's so
I've done
boring.
a lot.
Has Athens approved, and I can't think of the name of it. I could go back and find it in my notes because Savannah is doing it now, but have they approved in certain areas to be able to do either add-on going up in height of single family homes and doing ADUs in the backyard as long as there are certain like size
It's a
and
little hit
all
or
that?
miss.
Say
It's
that
a
again.
little hit or miss. There are some areas where they're allowing that, other
Right.
areas where they're not. And it's just um yeah, it's not consistent. And there's constant tension in Athens between areas that are single family residential kind of houses and people renting them out to students with you get a 4 bedroom house and you rent it to, 4 college students and, yada yada. Um, and neighborhoods not liking that.
Right.
And so that's one of the big things that they've got now is that there are certain areas that are blocked off. If you look like at the tax maps and things like that, that are blocked off, that you cannot have more than 2 unrelated people living in the house.
So Pat Split deals with that. That's a
Yeah,
big thing. They won a lawsuit down in Jacksonville not too long ago, if you can Google it and find it. But basically that goes against the Fair Housing Act of
right.
1940 somebody or something. I don't remember the year. There's that. And it's hard to believe that with the lacks of so many other things, being able to say who's married and who's not married and who's family and who's not family. Like, who gets to tell you who lives in a house with you? Like, who gets to tell you, that certain people can or can't live in the house? Because it's not like these people are being forced into a co-living situation. They're choosing it because it's affordable.
Right.
So yeah, Atticus, the CEO of Pad Split, of course, it started in Atlanta. He's offered to come to Savannah and like do his pitch, right? I
Right.
just need to get the right people in the room. So I'm hoping I have a meeting on Wednesday. I'm hoping that that's going to be the final like add on to my plethora of
Right.
people I've had conversations with. But yeah, I think the law is 3 unrelated people. I mean,
Mhm.
I went to school at Georgia. I lived in Athens. We had more than that in houses.
We had 7 people living in a four
For
bedroom
sure.
house.
For sure.
I mean, I was born and raised in Athens, and so
I love it.
it's so different now. I've moved away and come back a couple of times and things like that, but yeah, I always end up back around Athens. It's,
Love
I don't
it.
know, it's
It's such a
a cool
beautiful
town.
city.
It
Aside
is
from
a
even
beautiful
the
city.
atmosphere, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's very different than it used to be because all the high-rise buildings are going up downtown that are high-rise apartment buildings, which is the solution, I guess, to the
there's
residential
parking.
stuff.
If there's
Yeah.
parking.
Well, they're having to put in parking garages
Yeah.
under the buildings. But yeah, I mean, and some of those are like, oh, they're these 4 bedroom apartments, but because they are apartment buildings, they can do it. So that's
Multifamily,
how
because
they're.
they're multifamily versus
Mhm.
single.
but they're not affordable for anybody but students who have money coming
Parents
from
paying
home.
for it. Or
Yeah,
student loans
I
that they're gonna have to pay back for the rest of their life.
I know,
Um,
right?
I want to make sure that you saw Shirley Lutz, not Shirley. Oh, did the other Shirley leave? Shirley Wong, I think she jumped. Yep,
I
she had.
just saw Shirley. Yeah, I saw her
So,
comment.
so now, like I'm putting it all together. Shirley, you're saying that Lacey has someone with 30 years of experience because it's you.
Correct. Yes, that's
Right.
correct.
Putting it all
Yes.
together.
Yes, I told her I would be more than happy to help her oversee that project. It's like 20 minutes from me.
Is it
Yeah.
really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now,
Yeah.
have you guys
Right.
known each other before or you met?
No, we haven't. I'm actually the one that has the property under contract. So
Got it.
she wanted to take on the assignment of contract and purchase it because she loves that lake. And she wants to actually, eventually after doing short-term rentals, she wants to live there.
I love it.
So yeah, it is such a cute property. It's going to be so adorable when it's done.
I think she sent me all, well, I know that she sent me all of that, and I told her I had not had a chance to read it, and she was going to get back to me today, and I don't know if she did or not, on something else, but yeah, I have that email. I believe that you sent to her, she sent to you.
Yes,
You guys had
yeah.
on. She
And
did for
it's so cute because the seller they were intending to do it as a short-term rental, but the wife got sick. So they have almost all the material there. They have, they have already started buying TVs and, fire pits for the yard and all kinds of stuff. And plus it's got, an RV hookup for it on there as well, right there. And it's less than a half a mile from the lake. And there's potential you could put another little tiny home on there if you wanted to. That was their intent. So, I mean, it's got such cute potential. And I felt so bad for them because they were going in such a cute little cottage kind of way.
right.
Yeah. So it has great potential.
Very cool. I'll look over it tonight and I'll reach out to you
Yeah,
guys.
definitely.
I have like somewhat of a similar story. Another borrower I'm working with, we're trying to get everything kind of buttoned up and all that before we can present it because it's going to be a very large ask, but it's for an industrial park and a contractor's personal home. He's had a stroke. He's okay, but his wife is like, "You're done." Like, I think he's
Yeah.
70. She's like, "You're done. We're selling everything. We're moving to where the grandkids are, all the kids, the grandkids, and all that." But yeah, similar story, like poured his heart into this. It's a small little community. His personal home, everything is to a T.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Yeah, what is he gonna do? Yeah. And that's how this little couple was. I felt so bad for him and you could see, that they were doing a lot of the work themselves. They own a auto glass company there in the area. So everybody knows them.
right.
And yeah, it was it's super cute. So if you have any questions when you're looking it over, let me know. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely will. Tomorrow is a much calmer day. Like my day today, like literally had no spaces in it. So yeah, I'll take a look at it.
yeah, perfect. Thanks, ladies. It's nice to meet all y'all.
I know.
Yeah, definitely. This is why I come to these, is because
Yeah.
I know I'm new. And it's so interesting, especially when you have people with like big projects that are, pulling together all this different funding and everything. Like it's fascinating to me because,
It is to me too, yeah.
just I learn so much, like just how they present it and how you guys like there are times when I'm like, I'm over here, you may not see me, but I'm typing because I'm like, wait, what are they saying?
Yeah.
Hold on. And I'm having to like look something up because I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't even know what they're talking about yet. So yeah, it's definitely it's great education and it's really fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I
Even
got
if
my
I'm quiet.
IRA set up today, so I'm super excited.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Good for you.
Yep, I'm ready.
Awesome.
Cool.
Hi, Dawn.
Mhm.
It's like some people have been really quiet. I see Michelle. I'm not sure which Debbie that is. I don't have a last name. I have a lot of Debbies in my contacts lately. All right, ladies, you guys hung out for almost an hour and a half. Any last questions, comments, concerns, anything at all? Perfect. This has been amazing. If there's anything I can do for you guys, do not hesitate to reach out. Once this downloads and I can get it up into YouTube, I'll send my email that I always send with the recording. Obviously, if there's anything you guys need, just let me know.
Perfect.
Look
Thank
forward
you,
to
ladies.
talking
Have
to
a
you.
great
Oh,
evening.
hi, Debbie
Thank you.
Parker. Thanks, ladies. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.